board meeting, and you would know what your money is being spent on. I could sit here and tell you a bunch of figures, you wouldn't believe it, but I've learned a lot since I've been going, and when you fight over buying a 10-year-old tractor to cut the bushes back, that's not something you fight about. It's not like somebody's asking for a new tractor to do a job with. We all need to work together and not fight, and it's okay to say no.
I pay taxes like everybody else, so therefore I'm not for raising the taxes. I think that we all need to sit down and work together and come up with a way that we don't have to raise taxes. I realize that there may be a decision that needs to be taxes raised, but we don't need to just rush into it. It needs to be a decision made and made thoroughly and gone over between all the magistrates and the judge, and not just leave it as a simple matter to just say raise taxes.
We have been working on the budget, cutting like it's probably never been cut before, and that's a very hard decision to do. When we question whether we should buy tractors or trucks or whatever, that's not argument in a physical court, that's discussing. As a magistrate, you have to be able to stand up and ask those type of questions. Whether we do need to cut this or cut that, and not be afraid that you're gonna hurt somebody's feelings because you're standing up for the people that you represent.
Okay. The next question is first for the judge executive candidates. Will you support and work to pass the necessary ordinances implementing the 3% transient tax to support tourism development?
I support it, and I plan to ask the present court or the future court, wherever I can get 2 votes, to implement it. That tax is simply placed upon motels and hotels, beds and breakfasts that would be in our county, that people would be coming into our county and staying in. The revenue from that Mr. West was making reference to, that money from that tax is marked especially for employment and promotion of tourism in the county, and that money could go toward paying for a position of community development or individual, and I wholeheartedly support it. We're one of the few counties, if I have not found one yet in Kentucky, that does not have that tax already.
I've said for the last 3 or 4 years that physical court should already pass the 3% motel tax, because down there at Prairie Park, they can approximately take care of 150 people per day for 7 months out of the year down there. And I figure we get over 20-some thousand a year off of that. Of course, when I look at different things, that money can be put whatever the physical court decides. My personal opinion, it ought to be put in the general fund and used to offset this health care that it's getting out of sight each year. And what they're talking about is even making some of the employees pay part of it, and then perhaps give the employees a raise. Now, I don't say first that people have to live, everything's going up every day and every year, and our employees need to have a raise in order to survive. Well, like I said, for the last 3 or 4 years, I said we should have had a tax on there. But those people are going to pay a tax that is not from this county. It's not going to cost foreign county people a thing. It's going to be people coming here from out of state. Thank you.
As a follow-up question, are there any parameters as to what that money can be used for specifically?
In my research and discussing this with people in Frankfurt, this has to be marked for community development and promotion of the community. It cannot be put in the general fund. That's my interpretation.
Instead of them always, because most of the time when you're employed, you have to listen to them, and that's just the nature of the beast, and that's fine. But they can make profit, and they can also adhere to human rights. They can make sure they treat you like a human being, and that's what a union is there for. Make sure there's safety regulations that are put up. Make sure that they're getting paid enough. Minimum wage should be $11 an hour. There's lots of things that we could do to help this economy out. We just need.
County attorney after he does research. But we have another question for the county attorney candidate. Will you continue to enforce the county nuisance ordinance on a complaint-only basis, or would you consider a system that does not require a signed complaint?
To answer the first question, what Carolyn and Doug were talking about is, yes, there would be research done on it, and it's whatever the law would require is how that would be taken care of. With the second part of it, the way it's been handled is there has to be a complaint filed through the county attorney's office. That can be done by either a private citizen or through a member of the sheriff's department or Wayne County Police Department. Because the way it works is once the complaint's filed, there's a letter sent to the person, and they have 10 days to clean it up. A lot of times that happens within that time period, or if not, the county has the option of cleaning it up themselves, suing the person to make them pay for the cleanup, or charging them with a criminal violation and bringing them into court. Since I've been working there, we have done that with people. I know most of the time that once they're brought into court, they do get everything cleaned up and enter a guilty plea. But once again, you can do that both through a private complaint through a citizen or through a law enforcement officer, either way.
Thank you. The next question. Everyone seems to say how much we love our county and the rural atmosphere. How do you promote tourism and such and still keep the things we all love about the county, which is essential to rural life? This would be a magistrate question.
We had one of the greatest resources that we need to look in, tapping into. That was the tobacco industry. We, Owen County, I raised my children on tobacco. Now I run a trucking company. And we need somehow, like I was sitting in on a meeting once, and they was talking about a museum, a tobacco museum. That'd be wonderful. People out of state will come just to see what we have to offer if you put it out there in front of them. Have a place for them to come see, and then they will come stay in your motels. Then you have your taxes for your revenue for your system.
It's a pretty simple answer. You promote tourism by using your rural heritage. This has been done with the Tobacco Heritage Trail, the Quilt Trail, and bourbon trails throughout Kentucky. If you use your rural heritage, you won't lose it. And it's pretty evident that that's drawn quite a few people into the county. So that's the direction we should go.
Well, I agree with Kevin and Casey. The rural heritage is what the people are coming to see. That's going to be our tourism. And like I said before, we've got to think outside of the box to bring in new money into the county. And tourism it should be just one part of it. And we need to explore that. We need to work with that and take it as far as we can go.
Okay, the next question. Everyone talks about getting grants instead of raising taxes. Who here has ever searched for grants or filled out an application for one?